What's up, y'all, and welcome to another video. Today we're just gonna have a little Dcuo talking sessions I like to have once in a while. Get your guys' thoughts. And before we start, I want to say hope y'all having a good Tuesday, man. Taco Tuesday, good vibes this week. I never like to. Basically, I finished a work project, and you know how you in college. Well, some of you guys in high school, but you know how you have a project assigned to you and you actually do it, and then you finish that motherfucker and get a good grade on it, and it's just like, man, everything is just off your chest now, off your shoulders, you just chilling. Yeah, man, so that's how I am. So I'm in a good mood, good vibe. So anyway, we're gonna start the video. So right now, if you're paying attention, if you caught it, I'm trying on a new electricity build. It was an idea that I came up with while I was thinking about a stats revamp, and I was thinking of, I wonder how this is gonna be for that and that and so and so on. So I'm not gonna talk about the build, but it's funny how a lot of people are really nervous or really freaking out over this stats revamp. Like, there are people who are talking about if AIMs or Weapon Master go away, they're gonna quit the game. And I'm like, well, later, bitch. It's very funny how people are so spoiled by the easy rotations and loadouts that the dev's giving us, and like, you gonna quit but you don't want to try a build. All these people, they're talking about, man, I miss the old days of Dcuo and all that, and then when something is prompted, people's like, back away. So it's only viable, appropriate for the Xbox players. The Xbox players, they have no idea, so I understand that. But some of you new guys, I'll see y'all later. But if y'all stay, people should always be willing to help, especially this new time and age. But I'll go more into that later. But yeah, I'm trying out a new electricity build. I had something in mind, something I wanted to see if it would work. And another thing I wanted to talk about is, what is a good DPS to y'all? Think about that. What is a good DPS to y'all? Is a good DPS somebody who tops the charts? Is a good DPS somebody who knows their power in and out? Or is a good DPS somebody who makes an underpowered power looks beast? If you ask me, I would say all of the above. But those are just my opinions of everything. But what is a good DPS to y'all? See, because as you know, right now, I'm DPS with electricity. Now, my main goal DPSing is to try to be as close as possible to the other OP powers. Like I said, I've been in the sparring targets, I've been in the lab for hours just trying out stuff, and I finally came up with something that's keeping me up. I'm not in first place, I'm not in second place. Most of the times I am, if I'm lucky. But fourth and third is usually where I stand, and I beat the other DPSs. And sometimes I do get in second place, and people are like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Aren't you the dude using that cloud? They'll point me out and stuff. And you'll have people, they will PM me or send me a message saying, man, I never seen electricity hit this hard. What's your secret? And when they say that, I just go, yeah. Like, I give a half-ass answer because I don't like, just telling people, here's what I'm doing, here's, what I have, there you go. Especially when the game is so easy and spoiled nowadays. Like, no, I had to work for this loadout, and I'm not just gonna tell you my secrets like that. Like, sometimes I'm not like that, but especially how people are nowadays with power switching and all, when they see a power and it's looking good, and they want to switch to that. But it is what it is. But like I said in my guide video I made, you can't just copy my electricity DPS loadouts and expect to be good. Like, no sir. This required some things I had to create, skill points I had to grind, I had to test parser numbers on it. Like, a lot went into this. And that's how it might go back to once the stats revamp comes up. Now, it's going to be interesting how, you know, the new things coming in, but I'll talk to that later on. But yeah, man, like a good DPS to y'all, like really, what is a good DPS to y'all? Because I don't, how I'm gonna say it? So for instance, Ice. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4 AMs that, you know, and Ice just happens to be the most OP with it, right? So Ice, eventually, if a good player is Ice, they're gonna be at the top of the charts. Do y'all call that a good DPS? You know? But what about people who knows their power? Like they know Ice, and so, you know, like Ice Elemental, or, you know, what else can I say about Ice? Or what if they try some new shit? You know, what if they try something new with Ice instead of just spamming Arctic Gust? They don't get first place, but they end up getting second place. Would I call that a good DPS, you know? See, I remember a time when, back then, Orbit is forever Earth. Everybody knows he's an Earth player. There was a time when Earth wasn't shit. Like, before Webmaster came in the scene, Earth was doing pitiful damage. But Orbit, he stuck to it, and he made that power look beast. Like, this dude, he was crazy with it. Like, he had the skill points, he had the mods, he did what he can to make it beast, but sometimes, you know, the power was still underperforming and couldn't be OP powers, but he made it look good and people would think, oh, it's good. Same with electricity right now. I feel that as electric DPSing, you gotta have some tools, utilities on you, you gotta have the skill points, you gotta have the mods to be even remotely good. It is that crazy of a power at the moment. And don't expect to get charts. You know, if a good DPS to you is being first place, then, you know, have some money saved up, because in MMOs general, things ain't always as balanced. Always a power that gets flavor of the month. So if that's what a DPS is to you, you know, get ready to spend some money. But, you know, that's people's opinion, that's people's thoughts. I'm not gonna get into that like that. But, you know, electric DPS, man, you have to look up these things. Like, for instance, I have in my utilities, I have something that gives me might boost and that gives me crits non-stop. Now, it's probably not going to be in this video because it's in a different trinket since I'm trying out something new, but I had to research things like what will give me the advantage, what will give me, you know, extra this and that, and I had to grind for it, or I had to create it, or I just happened to be real lucky and it was that seasonal, it was that event, you know, stuff like that. When you say electric DPS and then nature DPS, and when you say is it bad, are you saying it's just bad as a power overall or in general? Like, do you have everything? Do you have all the utilities that you tried out for electric or nature DPSing, you know? So, like I said, I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've been really getting close to those numbers, getting close to those charts, and surprising a lot of people, even myself. So, you know, I'm real, you know, I feel like I'm getting somewhere. You know, where's it going to? And I had this one dude, he seen one of my videos, you know, he was asking me about electricity. He said, hey, can I DPS comp you? Which comp means competition. And so I was like, what power are you? He was like, I'm mental. And no joke, I just said, don't talk to me. Like, get away from that shit. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but I know there's YouTubers who do DPS competitions and stuff like that. And you know, some guys, they probably are really capable of DPSing. They just, you know, they like to do what they have to do. But DPS competition is a joke right now. Like, it's so easy to top the charts. Like, a competition is like showcasing skill. That's, I mean, you know, just if I get into a deep thought, you know, that's what I think a competition is. But just pressing the same button over and over, or the same 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like for a guaranteed top damage, and calling that competition, I don't believe in that, and I don't like that. You know, I don't think that's anywhere near as what a DPS competition was back then, you know. And that's just how I feel about it. So those people who saying DPS competition and all that, like, I want to see y'all when the stats revamp hits. I want to see how y'all is when the stats revamp comes up, y'all make y'all loadouts and whatever, and then show me a DPS competition, then I'd be interested. Because everybody's running the same shit. And it's like, that's not cool at all. Like, it's not that it's not cool, it's just that that's not original. Like, you just copy what the devs gave us and you claim it as your own and think you're good. Like, no. So like I said, to those guys who do, like, it's not even the YouTubers. It's some people in game who doesn't even have a YouTube account and they still think, DPS competition right now is the proof of who's the best. Maybe so, but either way, I still think it's a joke. But yeah, man, once these stats hits, I want to see y'all, make y'all loadouts and see what y'all got. Then I'll really give you a thumbs up for me. But I ain't shit anyway, so you do what you want. But yeah, like I said, just electric in general. I was kind of bummed out when they. No, let me just talk about this. So, where the game is heading at now. So, if y'all don't know the story, Crappy Hills, he made a forum post that said buff electric in nature already, right? This forum post had over 100 pages. Literally, there was a shit ton of people replying to that thread. So Meps one time came in and say, okay, we know you guys are very passionate about electric DPS and nature DPSing. Please tell us what are some of the problems y'all think can be fixed for these powers. And so everybody, we was like, oh shit, we might actually get a buff, right? So everybody in the forums, we told everybody that was electric or nature, like, hey, get on this forum. They're discussing about this. We told everybody to give y'all thoughts on it. And we really like sat down and talked as if we was like a council or some shit like that. Like we was all just, saying like, here's what I'm doing and here's the benefits of that. Or here's what I'm doing and here's the, unbeneficial, setup times and all that shit. Like we really laid some stuff down. So later on, Meps, he comes back and says, wait for in the middle of September, we got something for y'all. Like when somebody asked for a news on electric nature update, that's what Meps said. He said, wait till the middle of September, we got something for y'all. So middle of September comes up, and what do you know, is a live stream of Meps and the new game, what was it, designer? Anyway, it's a new guy behind the mask, and it was Aviar, Mr. A, right? And so then they announced the whole stats revamp and taking away weapon mastery and armories, and not armories, but AMs, and no more this and that. And this is like, oh shit, like DC is really starting to change. So one of the main things on that post was the remaining powers that needed to be buffed, and basically explained that once they take away the AMs, then electricity would be good again as a beast. So we was like, okay, we're down. So we all excited, we all ready. They told us that the stats event was gonna be the next thing to hit the test server. Like, they kept us quiet, all right. And boy, they kept us quiet, all right. Cause then next you know, down the line, they make another live stream. Amazon Fury Part 3. They said that Amazon Fury Part 3 is ready to be released before the stats revamp, so the DLC is going to be released before the stats revamp. And when they said that, that was basically a stab to the fucking chest. I mean, the inconsistency of these devs is crazy. Like, you can't do something like that. And shame on us for thinking, because this ain't the first time. This ain't our first rodeo. We all dealt with this shit before, but something as critical as this power that's been neglected for buffs for almost past, coming up to almost 2 years now, or a year and a half now. Like, we was expecting a buff. The stats revamp was going to be our buff, and they said it was going to be the next thing on test server, but now they said, well, change of plans. And that seems to be DCO thing. And like I understand, it's an MMO. It's, shit happens, they gotta change things up. And of course, they've been really lacking in income lately, so they need whatever they need to get. if you was to ask me, I would say that I'm real disappointed. Not in the fact that Electricity and Nature is not getting a buff. I'm disappointed in the fact that the stats revamp is not going to happen before the DLC. Because really, that just means AM's a Weapon Master is going to carry people again. You know, I was really hoping that the new DLC tied along with the stats revamp, you know, it's going to make his longevity even more long so, because people going to be trying out new stuff. You know, then we have this DLC we got to try out, and so, you know, no more us getting carried and shit. Like, nah, that ain't happening. We're getting a new DLC. Okay, that's cool and all, but we still have AM's a Weapon Mastery in it. If you ask me, I don't think that DLC is gonna longer than a month, especially with replay badge and stuff like that. Like, even if they did release the stats revamp after or before the DLC, you know, you still have replay badges, but you know, people, it's so new to the game that people gonna be figuring stuff out and probably can't complete content, you know, day one, because they got to figure out how things work, how the system works. But now that AMs are staying, it's like, well, let's get ready to blow through this content and get the best gear and all that shit in less than a month. Like, that's what I'm really scared of is going to happen, is that people going to see, they have a new system though. They have a new system of where you got to get coins, basically. It's a new currency. So it's not that gear is going to be dropping from, well, the best gear, you know, people care about that, but basically they stated that the best gear, the best elite gear is going to be through a new currency, which you have to complete the instances. So who knows how they do that? They haven't told us about that, but either way, like, the longevity of this quarterly DLC, I personally don't think it's gonna last long if, you know, with AMs and stuff carrying. That's what my opinion, that's what I think. I really think, you know, them not releasing it is kind of like a shot in the foot in almost a way. I think that it would have been better if they waited, even if the DLC was ready. You know, just polish it as the best they can, just wait, you know, keep quiet, because they're real good at keeping quiet. You know, keep quiet for the next months. Then once the stats revamp comes up, then release it all. And, you know, that's what I think. You know, people, they talk about lecture buffing on the forums. When somebody's like, after they told us, like, okay, the DLCs come next, not the stats revamp. Somebody was like, well, y'all might as well just buff Electricity and Nature. But then somebody was like, well, why would they buff those powers if they're going to scrap everything in the first place? And I'm like, well, ain't that the point then, you know? You know, buff those powers since y'all going to start back from zero. Like, shit, why not? But that's how it goes, man. So personally, that's what I think the game's direction is going to. That's what I feel it's heading in. Like I said, I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed the stats revamp's not coming soon. Like, yeah, they even said that even if the stats revamp hits test, it's going to stay there for as long as it needs to, and things that comes on like DLCs and stuff is going to go through and go live. But you know, it is what it do, right? It is what it do. But anyway, I hope y'all having a good day, man. I just wanted to talk about this and hear from y'all what y'all think. So tell me what y'all think. You know, like I said, have you know, if you're under any underpowered powers with, you know, who's electric in nature nowadays, you know, can y'all really say it's bad if you haven't tried almost everything, you know? What about just DPSing in general? What's a good DPS to you? You know, DPS competition is silly or not? Hey man, hear what y'all see in the game direction. Oh boy, some of y'all, I know y'all crazy when it comes to the game direction, but hey, we all passionate about the game. We all want the game to be better. But anyway, I'm going to head out. But hope y'all take care of yourselves. Y'all have a good day. Hey now, y'all come back now, you hear? Latest.